What is up, YouTube? Spree Gaming here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make Kratos from God of War. Before you do anything in the tutorial, make sure you watch the whitest skin possible in UFC 6 video I have pinned in the comment section. That's going to help you get the whitest skin possible and to get that white fleshy color from Kratos. First thing we're going to do is work on the body scar. I'm going to be using a red diamond, lowering the opacity just a little bit, and then kind of getting the direction and the width and the length of the actual cut. This is when he got stabbed with the Blade of Olympus in God of War 2. Definitely very important. You're gonna want to add that. Another diamond is gonna go across from it, lower the opacity too as well. And this is gonna act as like this, I know he didn't get stitched, but it kind of has like a stitching effect to it from where it ripped. So we're gonna kind of just play along with that. That looks pretty good and very decent. Now we're gonna be focusing on just getting the clothing right too. So go to Apex Kit. Some of this stuff you might not have, but majority of it you will. And if you don't, go ahead and grind for it. But we're gonna go with the Muay Thai because it has like a little slit and it acts as like a kilt. Bright red, love it. Gloves, you're gonna have to get something like this, okay? The ropes, black and brown. And now we're gonna get the mouth guard as well. Get the teeth, so it looks like he's yelling at people. Now, I made a few adjustments, as you can see, to the scar. It's just simple things that I made adjustment with the opacity and stuff. Now, we're working with the belt. Gonna hit it with a black square to create a thicker outline of the belt. Make sure it wraps all the way around. Copy it if you want to. Hit it with that red. And then there you go, thicker outline. Then we're gonna copy it again, and then we're gonna hit yellow and have like a thicker belt. There you go. Now I don't want to do the Roman, you know, like the I don't know how to say it, like the Versace, Gucci, whatever, those G's. I don't want to do those by hand, so we're gonna go ahead and use these Celtic Tribal number 19. A little bit bigger. We're gonna lower the opacity too, but a little bit bigger. Make sure it connects in the back and doesn't overlap. Just barely connects. Perfect. There you go. Just make it a little less bright to kind of get that brownish gold dirty look. Looks pretty good from far away. And now we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the shoes. The shoes are kind of inspired from the first and the second. I'm not trying to add the wings, so we're just gonna be focusing on the leather and gold. So go ahead and make this right here black. Get it as high, not too high. He does have some type of knee coverage, but nothing too crazy. Then you're gonna wanna get this orange and start lowering the opacity to come up with that brown color. That's gonna kind of be like leather. And once you're happy with the opacity, take a look around, see if you want it a little bit brighter or darker, and then hit this right here with a nice gold shin guard. Have it poking out just a little bit right there. So we have black right there, and then we're gonna hit it with yellow. And we put the black there just for the outline. Start lowering the opacity just a little bit to kind of get that rustic gold for armor. Making sure the outline is not too crazy on any other side. And then let's work on the straps. Go all the way around with the straps. Put this underneath. Perfect. Copy. Get the yellow. Make it a little bit smaller so you get that thicker outline. And then you lower the opacity. Okay, you're gonna do this twice. Okay, for the bottom and the top. There you go. Perfect. I like that so far. I'm thinking about maybe adding a design to this as well, just to kind of have it stick out just a little bit. Go as high as possible and not as wide as possible because it'll kind of stick out. But that looks great. Good enough. Lower the opacity to kind of have it blend in with the gold and look like it's detailed in there. And there you go. Perfect for the boot. Now, what you do to one side, you are going to have to do to the other. All right, and now that we have both of his shoes on, we're gonna be focusing on this like type of bandage, I think that it is, underneath his pant, his gilt, whatever, his kilt. And now that we have both of his shoes and shin guards on, we're gonna be focusing on the underpant that he has on there. It kind of looks like there's, I wanna say bandages. So I'm gonna do a quick outline with this real quick to kind of get that peach colored, dirty color of the bandage. Looks pretty good. And then we're gonna get the outline. Make sure you go all the way around and make it blend into each other so that way it's not super black in the middle. Then you start going up, copy. There you go, line it up, paste, copy, and paste. Copy, and paste. That last one might be preventable, but we'll make sure when I do adjustments to see if I can take it off or not, in case we need more tattoos. And what you do to one side, guys, you're going to do to the other. Perfect. So now we have both of those like thigh bandages. It gives a lot more detail into the pants, and we can focus on the important stuff now. Actually, no, you know what? We have to do the glove. So right now the ropes are kind of acting like the chains, where you want it to look like it's part of something else, part of like the little arm brace. So hit it with black, then go orange. Lower the opacity to make it look like it's leather brown. There you go. Like that, perfect. Nice and dark. What you do to one side, you're gonna do to the other, and that is gonna help complete just the arms, the stomach, the thigh bandages, and the sandal shoe shin things. Looks pretty good. Now we gotta get into the hard stuff, unfortunately, which is gonna be the head, shoulder, body tattoo. You're gonna want to just start with basic shapes. So let's see here. Let's start with this red. Again, if you have a better method, let me know, but this is how I kind of figure it out. Get it kind of thick because it has that little point right above his eyebrow. Kind of match that point and go down just a little bit. Make it as wide as possible if you need to. Same thing with that one, make it a little bit wider. You don't want it to cover up too much of his face. And then let's use a diamond part because these they work pretty well. And then kind of get that little point. There we go, like that. Make sure it doesn't stick out too much. But he has that little point and hook off from his facial tattoo. So we're just lining it up and making sure everything is copacetic. We might have to hit it with another shape here just to cover that little wide angle right there, that triangle. We could probably just copy and paste and then just move up. There we go. Again, play around with the sizing and make sure you cover everything, not too much. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. Now we're gonna be focusing on the top of the head. A lot of people have different ways that you could do this. I found this one to be the most simplest way possible, and we're gonna go with the half moon shape. So kind of right there, set up the outline, kind of look at it. Don't make it too thick either. And kind of get the head just right, the angle just right. Looks pretty good. And then we might have to copy it. There we go, and just go over to the other side, making it not too thick, another copy just to kind of get the hole in there fixed. And now we can kind of start working towards the back neck area. And with that one, it's kind of a straight shot anyways. You can use a red square. You bring it back over here and kind of, you know, set it up where you think it's gonna start to meet up. Don't worry about the angle too much, because right here in the back, it kind of works out by itself. But let's see, what other shape could we use? We could use start off with this half shape, move it to the back, kind of make them connect as much as possible. Hit an angle, yeah, there we go. There we go, kind of just follow that angle. Make sure you do some rotations, and then right there you can move up. Perfect, right there. Make it a little bit thicker, I don't know. Looks pretty good right there. And that's kind of perfect for that little kick out is. Let's see, kind of angle it to where we get that little kick out right there. It's kind of like more in the right shoulder, but like at the bottom of the right shoulder. Get a nice little half circle. And with this, we're gonna kind of go around the belly, around the rib cage, and get it set up for the chest area. Not too thick, not too thin. Start messing with this area too. You don't want it too thick. There you go. You don't want it too close to the nipple either. That is almost perfect right there at that angle. Plus the back tattoo is a little bit thicker in the back, so that doesn't look too bad. But this has to kind of go and meet the shoulder area, and that angle kind of looks good, but let's adjust it just a little bit. So far, so good. We might have to go back and just kind of spread it out just a little bit. I don't want it too close to the male nipple. Get that little kick out. We got to make sure that it just sticks out just enough so we know where it's at. And I think a diamond shape 88 is definitely going to work where I think it's going to go, but it has to kind of, let's mess around with this. It has to kind of kick out, but at the same time, not look too sharp.
Hold up for a minute.
Half circle. Bring it to the back. Little hook off there. Perfect. Get it lined up. Maybe just a little lower, maybe. There we go. And then we can fill in the rest. And then just start filling it up with random shapes. We're going to be using these types of shaped circles. Always the best, cover the most. There we go. One more should do it. Make it a little bit wider. Cool. That's the back portion of it. And it looks pretty good to me. It might be a little bit too thick for most people, but go ahead, like I said, follow along, and then at the end of it, make adjustments. It'll be way easier for you to adjust rather than adjusting on the fly, because you'll be lost. Now we're gonna be starting with the left arm tattoo, which is gonna be that little tail hook thing. And what you're gonna wanna do is just kind of position this half circle like so. Make sure you don't mess with it too much, otherwise it'll look like a Nike logo. You don't want that. Copy this. Kind of make it wrap around. Something like that. That looks pretty good. We might have to hit it with another half circle just to kind of get it more filled out. So you want it to meet with the chest area.
Hold up for a minute.
So you kind of see where it clips and disappears, and it'll go to like another portion of the body that's acceptable. We don't want that. So we're starting off with the left arm, and then we'll move the body half shape. Do you want to use a square? I think we'll use a half circle instead. There you go, half circle. You see where it kind of cuts off? So that's all stuff that we got to fill up in the left arm to get the red stripe all the way through. As you can see, it already peeked out through the back, so we're gonna have to do some type of removement. Just move it around a tad bit, make sure it's nowhere else to be found. Still in that type of roundish shape. There you go, adjust it a little bit more. You don't want it too, the direction really is important. You don't want it too in the pec, you want it more going around the shoulder. Line it up perfect. And then you go into the left arm, and then you just start filling out that area that's clearly missing some red. What shape you use, it really depends on what you want to be using, but sometimes I use squares, but as you can see, it clips. But as long as you line it up, adjust it just a little bit. There you go. And it'll start to do that. And we're almost done. We just got to connect this little part and we are done.
Hold up for a minute.
Make this a little bit thicker too. Not too thick, but I mean, it has to look similar to Kratos' tattoo, right?
for men.
There you go. It took some time to adjust, guys, just basically because I like it to be perfect, and I feel like this is pretty good, and I'm very confident on how it looks. Now we just got to skip forward and get the face done. Now for the important stuff, he is bald. So go ahead and go with number 1 haircuts. Brows number 15 gives you that thickness. Plus, it looks very angry. Facial hair 21 is younger Kratos. If you want older Kratos, I would suggest 23, 31 right here, maybe 19. Looks a little too crazy for me, but this is definitely a younger Kratos. I don't believe he has body hair, so I didn't add body hair. Now, body type, you could do 20 or you could do with 18. I ended up sticking with 18. Let's go to the head, and then we're gonna do the sculpting. Head is shaped and here's the rest of the video, ladies and gentlemen, for the sculpting. Go ahead and take a look at it. It's about 15 seconds before I go to the next batch of sculpting. If it's too fast, go ahead and just pause it, but this should be the end of the video for you guys. Very excited about how it came out. Go ahead, also add this to Kratos. I added these 2 black shadings for Kratos' eyes. They're the last ones. Add them, lower the opacity, and then you get that kind of deep depth in his eyes that look very sinister and evil. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was kind of all over the place. I had to recover the footage from PlayStation because I completely did not get the recording of this. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. Can't wait to see Kratos out there. I'm out.